In Islamic history, they
Uh-huh.
make infidels pay jizya, which is extra tax, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, what's
Extra
your take on
tax?
that, firstly?
It's not extra tax.
Well, it's just a tax on infidels, isn't it?
No, do you know what the jizya is?
Yeah, Christians have to pay it, Jews have to pay it, other religions
What
have
is
to
the
pay it.
jizya? That's not that you're saying who should pay the jizya. You're not saying what the jizya is. What is the jizya?
It's a tax. That's what I'm saying.
What kind of tax and why is it applied?
It's just a tax levied on infidels, right?
Not right. That's incorrect.
Yeah.
Allah Azza wa Jal mentions the jizya in the Quran, in chapter 9 of the Quran. It's a tax for specific type of people. Who are those people? They are the military-aged male combatants. So children, women, old people who are poor, who have no money, anyone who has zero money to pay, anyone who's like, let's say, a priest or a monk who doesn't work or whatever, all of these categories of people are exempt from the jizya. The people who are not exempt from the jizya are the military-aged male combatants. Why do they pay the tax? They pay the tax because in return of that tax, it's a tax of protection. So if a war happens, Muslims will go and fight and die for those non-Muslims who will be safely in the Muslim land while Muslims are fighting on their behalf to protect them. Now, on the other hand, this tax, which is limited and it's specific, it doesn't increase or decrease based on how much money you have. On the other hand, Muslims have to pay something called the zakah, which is 2.5%. The jizya can be 1 dinar, 2 dinar, 3 dinar, 4, depending on the school of thought of the judge that is going to apply the jizya and the Islamic ruling, which is very, very small amount of money. Now, Muslims, on the other hand, have to pay 2.5% of their wealth yearly, and this 2.5% is dependent on your wealth. If you have a lot of money, it'll be 2.5%. It can be millions. Now, it fluctuates and can be different based on the amount of savings and money that you have as a person. On the other hand, the non-Muslim who's living, a woman doesn't need to pay the jizya. A child doesn't need to pay the jizya. An old, poor man doesn't need to pay the jizya. All of these people don't need anything. Now, on the other hand, the military-age combatant are going to pay it, so they don't need to fight. But Muslims are going to pay 2.5% of their wealth. Not only that, they're going to fight also. So it's not only that they're paying 2.5% of zakah, which is going to the Baitul Mal, which is the house of money, the house of the state affairs to improve the state, which the non-Muslim who's living there is also benefiting from. The Muslims are not only paying that money, they're also fighting when war happens. So there is nothing more beautiful, I would say, than jizya. And that's why the Jewish people, for example, who were running away from Christians, like yourself, from the Crusades, and they went to Morocco and they begged, said, please, let us pay the jizya, because the jizya is a very small amount of money. The only military-age combatants will pay, and take us in and protect us from those Crusades who want to chop our heads off with words of, oh, we love everyone and peace and love and whatever.